of a baby mammoth. Now, a mammoth is an ancient species of the elephant.
Mammoth carcass found in the Siberian permafrost.
Incredible discoveries have been made in the frozen wilderness of Siberia. From the well-preserved remains of ancient creatures like the woolly mammoth to the stunningly intact Ice Maiden and the Tisul Princess, these finds offer us a rare glimpse into a world long past, where history and nature have perfectly preserved some of the most fascinating secrets of the ancient world. The Tisul Princess.
Instead of treasure, they found the remarkably preserved body of a young woman.
Deep in the heart of Siberia in 1969, a group of miners were hard at work when their pickaxes struck something strange. It wasn't just solid rock, it was hollow. As they chipped away, a hidden chamber emerged, revealing a sight straight out of legend. A marble sarcophagus, untouched by time. Inside lay a perfectly preserved woman, looking as if she had just fallen asleep. This was the Tisul Princess, and her discovery would soon spiral into one of history's most mysterious and controversial finds. The princess was breathtaking. Her skin was pale and flawless. Her dark hair spilled over her shoulders, and she was dressed in fabric unlike anything seen before. Suspended in a strange pink liquid, she appeared untouched by time. Even more bizarre, a small black box rested beside her, an object so out of place that witnesses later compared it to a modern-day smartphone. What was it? A relic of an advanced civilization? Something more? The mystery had only just begun. The discovery spread quickly, as did the Soviet Union's notorious Komitet Gosudarstvennoy Bezopasnosti, KGB. The site was locked down. The sarcophagus, the pink liquid, and the black box were all confiscated, and officials swiftly dismissed the find as a hoax. But the villagers who had seen her knew better. Then, a chilling pattern emerged. People connected to the discovery began dying under mysterious circumstances. The miner who first uncovered the tomb was killed in a freak accident. Another was found drowned. Coincidence? Or was someone ensuring the truth never got out? The biggest shock was the estimated age of the sarcophagus, an impossible 800 million years old. If true, this would rewrite history as we know it. Humanity wasn't even supposed to exist back then. So, who was the Tisul Princess? Was she from a forgotten civilization with knowledge beyond our own? Was she an extraterrestrial being placed in suspended animation? Or was she something else entirely? With the Soviet government silencing all discussion, theories took on their own life. Some believed she was a lost ruler from an ancient advanced society. Others claimed she was a celestial visitor, preserved with technology beyond our comprehension. And of course, many suspected a cover-up. What if the Soviets feared the implications of such a discovery? Could they have hidden the truth to maintain control over history? Whatever the reality, the Tisul Princess remains one of history's greatest mysteries. Her body vanished, her secrets buried, but the questions refused to die. Was she an ancient ruler, an extraterrestrial traveler, or even more incredible? One thing is sure, this is not just a simple legend. And if you thought this was mind-blowing, wait until you hear about the subsequent discovery. If you enjoy this video, then don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Uncovering of a 2,500-year-old Ice Maiden in Siberia. In the frozen lands of Siberia, buried beneath layers of permafrost, an ancient mystery lay undisturbed for 25 centuries. But in 1993, that changed. Russian archaeologists, led by Dr. Natalia Polosmak, were investigating a grave robbery on the Ukok Plateau, a remote area near the borders of Russia, Mongolia, China, and Kazakhstan. They found something far beyond their expectations. A massive block of ice hiding something incredible. As they melted the ice, they uncovered the body of a young woman, perfectly preserved by the cold. She was about 25 years old, buried alongside 6 horses, their skulls bearing the marks of sacrificial blows. This wasn't just any burial. This was the resting place of someone important. The media would later call her the Ukok Princess, but her people had known her differently. After 2,500 years, her skin remained intact, revealing something breathtaking: tattoos. Not just any tattoos, but intricate designs covering her arms and shoulders, including a mythical deer with a griffin's beak and Capricorn's antlers. According to Dr. Polosmak, All the mummies with a single tattoo had them on their left shoulders, suggesting a deep-rooted tradition. Her silk and wool clothing hinted at her high status, as silk was a rare luxury among nomadic tribes. The archaeologists also uncovered harnesses, saddle parts, and a wooden table with the remains of a 2,500-year-old feast, fatty mutton now decayed into a foul-smelling sludge. Nearby lay a cosmetics bag containing blue-green eyeliner made from Vivianite, proving that even in ancient times, beauty was valued. But the biggest shock? She was bald. When they removed her headdress, they found she wore a wig crafted from human hair and topped with a felt spike adorned with 15 gold foil birds. For years, her cause of death remained a mystery. Her internal organs had been removed, making traditional examinations impossible. But decades later, modern MRI scans provided an answer. She likely died from breast cancer. The scans revealed a tumor in her right breast, and experts believe she suffered for years, possibly even breaking her bones in a fall from a horse near the end. To ease her pain, she turned to an ancient remedy: cannabis. The presence of marijuana in her tomb suggests she may have used it for relief, just as many cultures have done throughout history. Her discovery was groundbreaking, but it also sparked controversy. The indigenous Altai people saw her removal as a grave violation. They believed disturbing her rest would bring misfortune, and after her excavation, earthquakes and storms struck the region. Some locals blamed a curse. When her body was taken on international tours, it was met with protests. Eventually, after years of debate, she was returned to the Altai Republic, where she remains under study. The Tisul Princess is more than just a mummy. She's a glimpse into a lost world, a testament to ancient civilization's beauty, pain, and rituals. But this discovery, as fascinating as it is only the beginning. The next one, it's even more astonishing. Oldest known fossils of mysterious human lineage uncovered in Siberian cave Denisovan bones.
Study of Neanderthals has been released, focusing on a close-knit community of cave dwellers in Siberia.
In August 2016, deep in Siberia's Denisova cave, researchers uncovered something genuinely extraordinary: 2 pieces of an ancient skull belonging to a lost branch of humanity. This cave had already revealed traces of an extinct group known as the Denisovans, but finding part of a skull was a significant breakthrough. Before this, the only Denisovan fossils were a few teeth and a tiny finger bone. Now, scientists have a more substantial piece of the puzzle. The skull was unlike anything they had seen before. When researchers extracted deoxyribonucleic acid from the bone, it confirmed its Denisovan origins. But here's where things got even stranger. The skull was unusually thick, resembling the bones of Homo erectus, an even older human species. Yet, certain features linked it to Neanderthals, and a mysterious group that lived in Spain over 400,000 years ago. The Denisovans didn't fit neatly into any known category. Were they their species, or were they simply part of a much bigger, tangled web of ancient human groups? Scientists still don't have a clear answer. Denisova Cave itself holds secrets stretching back hundreds of thousands of years. Evidence suggests Denisovans lived there from about 300,000 to 50,000 years ago, sometimes sharing the space with Neanderthals. But their story doesn't end in Siberia. Half a world away, on the islands of Papua New Guinea, echoes of Denisovans still linger. Genetic studies show that not just 1, but 3 separate Denisovan populations interbred with ancient humans. 2 of these groups left their mark on the deoxyribonucleic acid of modern Papuans. The first group mixed with their ancestors around 46,000 years ago. The second, much later, possibly as recently as 15,000 years ago. Denisovans were the last surviving non-human hominids, outliving even the Neanderthals if that timeline holds up. While their presence in Siberia faded long ago, it's possible that some of them made their way south, settling in island regions and holding on for thousands of years longer than anyone imagined. And their genetic traces aren't just a random curiosity. People living in Papua New Guinea and nearby islands still carry about 400 Denisovan genes, many of which affect immunity and diet. But here's the wildest part. Deoxyribonucleic acid studies now suggest that the Denisovans of Siberia were not the same as those who left their mark in Southeast Asia. They weren't one single group, but several distinct populations. Until recently, no one suspected there were different kinds of Denisovans. New discoveries are rewriting history, revealing a world where lost human lineages crossed paths, interbred, and disappeared. leaving only fragments of their story behind. 50,000-year-old remains of a baby mammoth found in Siberia.
Of a baby mammoth. Now, a mammoth is an ancient species of the elephant.
Beneath the frozen lands of Siberia, something incredible has emerged from the melting permafrost. A baby mammoth, perfectly preserved for 50,000 years. The locals who stumbled upon it were in the right place at the right time. Buried in the Batagaica crater, the largest permafrost crater in the world, the little mammoth had been hidden for millennia. But now, the ice has finally given up its ancient secret thanks to rising temperatures. The mammoth, named Yana after the river basin where she was found, is one of the best preserved ever discovered. Weighing over 100 kilograms and standing about 1 meter tall, she was just a year old when she met her fate. Scientists believe she may have fallen into a swamp, her tiny body quickly swallowed by the mud and frozen in time. Trust me, this discovery is beyond rare. Before Yana, only 6 other baby mammoths had ever been found, 5 in Russia and 1 in Canada. But what makes Yana truly special is her condition. Most frozen mammoths are missing parts, ears, trunks, or limbs eaten by scavengers over thousands of years. But Yana's head, trunk, ears, and mouth are almost perfectly intact. It's as if she just fell asleep and never woke up. Scientists at Northeastern Federal University in Yakutsk are now studying Yana in detail. They want to know precisely when she lived, how she died, and what her remains can reveal about the Ice Age world. Her deoxyribonucleic acid might hold the key to understanding how mammoths adapted to extreme cold and maybe, just maybe, bring us one step closer to something unthinkable, bringing mammoths back to life. But Yana isn't the only ancient creature making a return from the ice. Just last month, the same region revealed another frozen treasure, a mummified saber-toothed cat, its body preserved for 32,000 years. Earlier this year, scientists uncovered the remains of a 44,000-year-old wolf, its fur and flesh still clinging to its bones. Siberia's permafrost is like a time capsule, holding secrets from a forgotten world. But as the ice melts, more and more of these prehistoric creatures are being revealed. Well-preserved mammoth skeleton found in Siberian lake. In the heart of Siberia's icy layer, scientists are working tirelessly to excavate the remains of a woolly mammoth found in the northern part of the country. But this isn't just any mammoth. Fragments of its skeleton were uncovered, with some ligaments still intact, preserved in the freezing depths for thousands of years. I can't help but be in awe at the sight. The discovery happened when local reindeer herders stumbled upon parts of the mammoth's skeleton near the shores of Peshevelevato Lake in the Yamal-Nenets region. Imagine finding pieces of its skull, ribs, and even part of its foot, with muscle and tendon still attached. It's like time has stopped, offering us a rare and incredible glimpse into the past. We're looking at a creature that roamed the earth long before humans appeared. Now, mammoths are believed to have vanished around 10,000 years ago. Still, some scientists speculate that small groups may have survived a little longer, hiding away in remote places like Alaska and Russia's Wrangel Island. But can you find a mammoth with preserved soft tissue like this? That's something special. The last significant discovery was years ago when a well-preserved carcass emerged from Siberian permafrost. But this one is different, more complete. And that's a dream come true for paleontologists. Moreover, the Russian team is digging through the silt at the lake's edge, hoping to uncover even more bones. They've already found larger fragments of the skeleton, and while they're optimistic, the real challenge is ahead. Excavating the rest of the body will take special tools, patience, and time. But the real test is keeping everything intact after being buried for thousands of years. As Yevgenia Kozyainova from the Shemenovsky Institute put it, a fully intact mammoth skeleton is like a treasure chest for scientists. Every single piece adds to the puzzle of these ancient giants. This discovery is already shaking up everything we thought we knew about mammoths, their lives, and the world they once inhabited. But don't think this is the most incredible part of Siberia's frozen past. There's another discovery on the horizon, and it's bound to take our understanding of prehistoric life to a new level. Part of a 32,000-year-old mummified saber-toothed cat unearthed in Siberia.
Fur of this 32,000-year-old mummified cat is still intact.
In the icy wilderness of Siberia, a group of scavengers looking for mammoth tusks found something far more incredible. Along the Badyarika River, they discovered the mummified remains of a 3-week-old saber-toothed kitten, perfectly preserved in the icy grip of the permafrost. I mean, how crazy is that? A creature that roamed the Earth 35,000 years ago was brought back to life by the melting ice. This little cub, belonging to the species Homotherium latidens, was an ancient relative of the saber-toothed cat. Researchers used radiocarbon dating to confirm its age, and when they did, they were stunned. The cub's head, fur, and even its tiny paws were still intact, offering scientists a rare and incredible chance to see what these massive predators looked like when they were young. But this discovery is so much more than just a frozen animal. The kitten had whiskers, claws, and fur, all details that had never been seen before. Previous studies of saber-toothed cats only involved bones, but this little mummified cub revealed something entirely different. Soft tissues, and even a glimpse at how its body was built. The fur was dark brown, and the body was stout with a thick neck. Nothing like a modern-day lion cub. It's like getting a front-row seat to the past, where giant cats stalked the earth alongside woolly mammoths. Now, scientists are working on extracting deoxyribonucleic acid from the cub, hoping to unlock even more secrets about this ancient species. The permafrost, which has preserved this creature for thousands of years, acts like a time machine, bringing long-lost animals back to life. And get this, it's not the first time Siberia's icy ground has given up its secrets. The permafrost has already revealed the remains of woolly rhinos, 32,000-year-old wolf heads, and now this saber-toothed kitten. As the ice continues to melt due to climate change, I can't help but wonder what other prehistoric treasures will soon emerge from the depths. Uncovering of a 2,500-year-old Sarmatian burial mound in Russia.
On the wrist of the skeleton itself was a copper bracelet.
Something incredible was uncovered in a remote village called Nikolskoye, located northwest of the Caspian Sea. 3 elite members of an ancient nomadic tribe, the Sarmatians, were buried 2,500 years ago, and their graves have shocked the world with what they've revealed. These burials were found inside a large mound of a kurgan, and what's inside has been nothing short of amazing. It all started when a farmer named Rustam Mudayev was working on his land and spotted something unusual sticking out of the ground, a bronze cauldron. That discovery led to something much bigger. Underneath that mound were 3 ancient burials in wooden coffins filled with treasures from a long past. The Sarmatians were a fierce and powerful nomadic tribe that once roamed southern Russia, battling other groups like the Scythians, Romans, and Goths. The remains of these elite individuals, along with a horse's skull and harness, tell a fascinating story of their power, wealth, and culture. Even though the kurgan had been looted centuries ago, archaeologists uncovered gold jewelry, weapons, and household items, like that bronze cauldron near the coffins. As the excavation continues, the excitement around this site grows. The tombs are so well preserved that scientists are eagerly studying the bones to unlock more secrets about these ancient people, how they lived, fought, and even died. But some questions remain. Who were they? How old were they? And how did they meet their end? The excavation is still in progress, but this discovery has already given us a fascinating glimpse into the lives of a tribe that once played a key role in shaping the history of ancient Russia. Every artifact uncovered adds another layer to the story of the Sarmatians, and archaeologists are eager to learn more with each find. Remains of the earliest modern human outside of Africa, unearthed in Israel.
Making them more than 100,000 years older than those.
Next up, inside Mislia Cave in Israel, archaeologists uncovered a jawbone that's rewriting the timeline of human migration. This isn't just any jawbone, it's the oldest known remains of Homo sapiens found outside Africa, dating back a staggering 177,000 to 194,000 years. That's right, our ancestors left Africa much earlier than we ever imagined. The jawbone belonged to a young adult, and the teeth still show clear signs of Homo sapiens traits. These features set us apart from close relatives like the Neanderthals, who were around at the same time. The jawbone was found on Mount Carmel, just south of Haifa, in a cave once home to early humans. And what they found along with it is equally astonishing. Sophisticated tools, hearths, and burnt animal bones. These discoveries show that these ancient humans weren't just surviving, but thriving. They were skilled hunters and had mastered fire. Before this incredible find, the oldest Homo sapiens fossils discovered outside of Africa were about 90,000 to 120,000 years old, and they were also found in Israel. But this jawbone pushes that timeline back by tens of thousands of years. It's forcing researchers to rethink everything. Many believe that our ancestors left Africa via a northern route, moving through the Nile Valley and the eastern Mediterranean coast. This contrasts the previous theory that they took a southern route into Asia, and it all fits perfectly with other findings, like the human remains discovered in China, dating back to around 80,000 to 100,000 years ago. What's even more fascinating is that while this jawbone is human, some of its features resemble those of Neanderthals. This discovery suggests that, while Africa was our birthplace, some of our traits may have evolved outside of Africa, possibly through interactions with other ancient human groups. It's a mind-blowing revelation that tells us we weren't alone in our journey to becoming who we are today. The people of Mislia Cave were likely skilled hunters, using early stone tools and techniques similar to those in Africa. They hunted large animals and used fire regularly, just like the humans we've always thought of as our ancestors. This discovery doesn't just change the timeline of human migration, it gives us new insights into how our ancestors spread, adapted, and thrived across the globe. This jawbone is more than just a fossil. It's a key that unlocks a whole new chapter in our story. But as incredible as this discovery is, the next one I will share is even more unbelievable. Stay tuned. Homo juluensis, discovery of a new species of archaic human. I've got a discovery that'll thoroughly shake up everything you thought you knew about ancient humans. In May 2024, a team of paleoanthropologists unveiled a new species called Homo juluensis, or big head people. And this find is mind-blowing. Between 220,000 and 100,000 years ago, the fossils were found in Sujiaiao and Suchang in central China. These fossils belong to a group of humans with some awe-inspiring features. Large craniums, thick skulls, and traits that resemble Neanderthals. It all started in 1974 when excavators uncovered over 10,000 stone tools and 21 hominin fossil fragments at Sujiaiao. These bones were found to be from around 10 different individuals, and all the skulls had one thing in common: they were large, very large. Some of these fossils were so similar to Neanderthals that they made researchers wonder, who were these big-headed people? As I dive deeper into this discovery, it turns out that Homo juluensis might not have been a completely separate species at all. Instead, they could have resulted from interbreeding between different types of hominins, like Neanderthals and others. This idea is huge because it shows that hybridization was a key part of human evolution in Asia during the Middle Pleistocene era. It's still early days, and Homo juluensis hasn't been entirely accepted by the scientific community just yet. But the name is catching on, especially with experts like paleoanthropologist John Hawkes, who sees it as a tool to understand the puzzle of human evolution better. Some researchers, however, think that this big-headed species might be more closely related to Homo longi, but the debate is far from over. The fossils suggest that these ancient people weren't just sitting around. They were skilled hunters, used fire, and crafted stone tools. This find adds a new layer to what we know about human history, particularly in East Asia. And while there's still a lot to figure out, Homo juluensis is helping to clean up the muddle of ancient human fossils from the Middle Pleistocene, offering a clearer picture of the people who once walked this earth. This discovery is truly a game changer, but trust me, the next one might be even wilder. Discovery of a 3,400-year-old sealed sarcophagus in Egypt. I must tell you about this incredible discovery that's taken us deep into the heart of ancient Egypt. Just imagine a team of Egyptologists from the University of Strasbourg uncovered something amazing beneath a ceremonial road in Luxor. I'm talking about a mysterious sarcophagus hidden 8 meters below the ground, and it's been sitting there for around 3,400 years, waiting for us to find it. This sealed sarcophagus could reveal secrets about the burial practices of ancient Egyptians, especially during the reign of the 18th dynasty. And guess what? It's still unopened, leaving all its secrets locked inside. Hold on, because this site in Luxor has been a gold mine of ancient treasures. This isn't the first time something mind-blowing has been found here. Just a few years back, in 2018 and 2019, the same team uncovered 5 more sarcophagi in this area. Those discoveries gave us valuable clues about how the ancient Egyptians cared for their dead. It's like each find is a piece of the puzzle, revealing more about how they lived, how they honored their loved ones, and how they saw the afterlife. Even more impressive is that these sarcophagi weren't originally where they were found. No, these tombs were moved by the workers building the processional road for Thutmose III. Imagine that. These workers took great care to move the tombs carefully, making sure they were protected during construction. This tells us that the ancient Egyptians deeply respected their dead and weren't about to let anything disturb their sacred burial sites. It's a perfect example of how the living and the dead were connected in ancient Egyptian culture. But wait, there's more. Recently, 2 more tombs were discovered in Luxor, in the necropolis of Dra Abu el Naga. These tombs date back to the 18th dynasty and probably belong to officials who worked in Thebes, the ancient capital. The tombs had colorful murals, funerary masks, and even mummies wrapped in linen. One of the tombs, Camp 161, is about 3,400 years old and features a beautiful mural showing a banquet where offerings were made to the deceased. It's a scene that shows how important it was for the ancient Egyptians to honor their dead with food and gifts. This tomb even had wooden funerary masks and a decorated coffin, the treasures accompanying the dead on their journey to the afterlife. The other tomb, Camp 150, dates back to the reign of Thutmose I. Inside, archaeologists found colorful statues, funerary masks, and more beautiful wooden carvings meant to help the deceased in the afterlife. The tomb had no name inscriptions, but based on some seals found there, it's believed the tomb might belong to a man named Mati. What's really exciting is that these finds are just a tiny glimpse into the ancient world. They show us how much the Egyptians valued life after death, and how they prepared their tombs with such care. The discovery of the 800-million-year-old sarcophagus in Siberia is a stunning reminder of how much the icy landscape hides beneath its surface. Along with this find, many other ancient secrets are being uncovered, from well-preserved remains of long-lost creatures to mysterious artifacts. Each discovery helps us better understand the past and its incredible history. It's clear that Siberia's frozen layers still have many surprises in store for us.